So today we have two Superman copycats on the lower M on the power spectrum going head to head. John Hancock versus Homelander. Who wins? Let's find out. So, starting off with strength. Homelander is the most powerful Supe out there. He casually threw a dude like 100 feet into the air, crushed skulls with a simple step, threw a baseball from New Jersey to Boston, casually overpowered Starlight, and as well as ripped out Black Noir's heart. He's slightly stronger than Soldier Boy, who's just effed up Black Noir twice. He's also stronger than Stormfront, who easily flown through buildings, as well as Queen Maeve, who was able to keep a school bus full of kids from falling off a bridge with one arm. But on the other end, John Hancock has casually thrown and caught falling stars, dragged a bunch of men by just walking, thrown a kid high above the sky, shattered wood and concrete with a kick each, easily thrown a full-grown gray whale like a mile away, stopped a freight train by just bracing himself, and his fight with Mary partially leveled an entire city. Yeah, I'd say Hancock has the edge here in terms of raw strength. We've only seen Homelander struggle a few times, which would be in his fights against Queen Maeve and Soldier Boy. However, we haven't seen him do anything like throw a 90,000-pound gray whale like a mile away. Anyways, moving on to durability. Hancock is completely bulletproof. He was uninjured after being hit by a speeding freight train. He's withstood hits from Mary, being hit by a truck, tackled into a hill, smashed onto a street, damaging several cars and the pavement, multi-story falls, and hits through walls as well. Even a lot of fire doesn't bother him too bad. He also has an accelerated healing factor too, as he healed from a skull fracture within an hour. But Homelander is also completely bulletproof. He was just fine after a bus and a lot of concrete debris fell on top of him. He's withstood punches from a Temp V, Amped, Butcher, as well as Queen Maeve and Soldier Boy, as well as Stormfront, but that was more of a sex kink thing than a fight thing. He also survived this metal pin thing being jammed into his ear to the point blood squirted out. There's also the fact that it was stated that he's been hit with everything the military has. That would imply nuclear bombs, and none of it was able to stop Homelander. That's difficult. I'll just say they're even here. We didn't see Hancock do anything like tank a nuclear bomb. But yeah, I'll just say they're even here. Speed. Homelander is easily the fastest Supe in the world. Yeah, even faster than A-Train. Much faster than A-Train, actually. He's casually flown between Mach 1 and 2 speeds. He stated himself that he was already breaking the sound barrier as a child, and even outpaced a massive C4 explosion. This explosion would have reached Butcher in just 0.0008 seconds, which means Homelander was moving at around Mach 11 speeds. But Hancock easily intercepted a grenade launcher shot after it had fired, flown at supersonic speeds, creating several sonic booms, and he flew to the moon, carved a massive heart on it, and flew back before anyone had even noticed that he had left. Moving at Mach 11 speed is impressive, but I just believe Hancock had to have been moving faster than that to do that moon feat. So, Hancock is stronger and faster, but in fights, Homelander most often relies on his I-beams. There's several instances of it just slicing right through people like it's nothing. It's melted down guns, it's sliced a private jet in half, and even gave Stormfront third-degree burns. And while this gif was of him like dreaming or something, I'm sure it could do that as well. The beings themselves travel at Mach 1.1 speeds as well. He can also see through walls, and he heard an explosion from miles away. But here's the thing about Homelander. Yes, he's the most powerful Supe in the world. He was the result of being Soldier Boy's son, plus a lot of experimentations with Compound V. He spent most of his life being unmatched until Season 3 with his fight with Soldier Boy and then later Queen Maeve. These were the fights that really pushed Homelander to his limits, and yet neither of these fights left the room they started in. This tells me that the power levels in the Boys universe just isn't as powerful as power levels in other superhero universes. Because if this was like a big heavyweight fight between, I don't know, Superman and someone, they probably would have left the building they started in, right? Through walls, through buildings, all that great stuff. Both of these fights, whether it was Queen Maeve or Soldier Boy, they never left the room they started in. And while Homelander's best fights never left the room they started, and Hancock's fight with Mary partially leveled a big city. That is simply just a higher level of power than anything we have seen in The Boys. Period. This also tells us Homelander is just a big fish in a small pond where he can bully and scare most of the other fish. The same cannot be said about John Hancock. John Hancock wins after a good fight. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy. Leave a comment of what you thought and hit the notification bell to be notified of all my future videos and all that great stuff. I truly do appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a great day. Peace.